Hey, welcome back to Steve Horvath Fishing. Today we're going to talk about uncommon ways to rig a fluke. Earlier I did a video and people told me that, well, you left out a certain way to rig a fluke. And I did, on purpose. My first video was on the common ways to rig a fluke. Now let's look at some things that people normally don't think to do with a fluke. Okay, number one. How about this guy? Your basic Damiki rig. Damiki rig with a fluke? Don't you need to use the Damiki brand thing? No. How about this? Think about the last two Bassmaster Classics. They were basically won on that. Somebody else's brand, but a fluke type bait. Now, the methods were different. One was a method called moping, and I think I know why they call it moping, because half the time you're looking down like this, you're looking like you're all depressed, looking at your depth finder waiting for a bite. Moping, at least that's why I call it moping. The other's tight lining, where you'll take this bait, you'll toss it way out where you think there's a school of fish, or if you have a live scope where you can see a school of fish, and basically let it pendulum back to you, reel very slow, and shake the rod. Tight lining. So basically the two last Bassmaster Classics were won using this basic bait. Now, how about another way that most people don't use it? You ever thought about using it on an underspin? Why not? Works great when the water's super cold and you don't need a lot of action, or a lot of action is a hindrance and the water's real clear. This guy, fluke on an underspin. Now, let's get to the one that everybody thought that I forgot about. And the reason I didn't put it in is because it really turns itself into two rigs. That's the old nose hook. Okay, 1-0 hook, nose hook that sucker, and when you toss it out, it'll do all kinds of crazy stuff. Dart, dive, nose dive, all kinds of stuff. It's very erratic. But let's take this nose hook and take it a little bit further. Let's nose hook this and put it on a drop shot. So now we have it hanging down there. And any time the fish are on a shad type of bite, or if you change colors and it's a perch bite, goby bite, bluegill bite, anything else, you can match the color with your fluke. So you can use it on a drop shot very effectively. Now here's the last one, and one that most people don't think about. Let me grab this thing here. Here we go. What is it? It's the old ball and chain, the Carolina rig. There are guys, especially down in the Alabama region, who bust the fish like crazy on a Carolina rig on a fluke. Now, one of the secrets to it is that you want to use a light wire hook. Now, the light wire hook doesn't allow the bait to float off the bottom. We all know this is going to sink with a hook in it. But what it does do is every time you pull the bait, it'll let it dart this way, and then it'll dart that way, and it makes a beautiful glide. So, very overlooked on a Carolina rig. Hey, I'm Steve, and these are some uncommon ways to rig a fluke that really, really work.